So we covered a lot of territory in the first 4 weeks of your 5-week Smart Money Makeover, hopefully with positive hip pocket results already. Do let me know in the comments what you discovered about your insurances and how you're tracking in general. And my Nicole's Fast Smart Money weekly flash briefings for Amazon Alexa or in video here will make sure your progress continues. But you know, this week is all about attitude and outlook. I didn't start here. I guess I could have made the S in SMART for stance or sass, but that wasn't as exciting as stop throwing away money. So finding money right up front. Your attitude to money is quite genuinely, though, what will make or break you. Firstly, you control it. It doesn't control you. And secondly, it can take you places of which you've only dreamed. Look back at week 3 and amass a cash stash if you need a refresher. So fantasize in week 5 about where you do want your money to take you. The T in SMART is target sweet rewards. But there's a disclaimer here. There sometimes is, right? Forget what anyone else is doing or driving or where they're living. That's all very nice for them. But the fancier it is, the higher the chance they own none of it. And the repayments on the debt that actually makes them look wealthy is preventing them getting that way.
So, they go out and they get the boat, they get the jet ski,
Right.
they get the camper van.
Right, being the Sunshine Coast, it's all
Absolutely, you got to
part
have
of
your
the deal,
choice
right?
to play on the Sunshine Coast.
Or maybe that's you. As soon as you stop caring what other people think of you, you'll be able to start repaying and saving a ton more money. To take that year off work you've always dreamed about, to 100% own your castle. I am so very proud that we had the cash to pay for this home. The book on how we did it is coming out this year. But it was in big part years of making outright ownership of the roof over our heads our number one financial priority. Spending on nothing else really was important. For a bit of inspiration, here's my car. I'm glad they didn't show the footage of me virtually falling out of the bucket seats a bit later. It's a 1996 Celica that we proudly drove past the modern luxury ones in the school car park. The kids call it the Batmobile. Yeah, I know, sweetie. He loves that. And when they were little, we used to get them in and out through the boot, which they obviously thought was awesome. This week, I'm going to give you the framework to pull what you've learnt in this Smart Money Makeover together to secure an enduring better life, not a fake, fleeting one. You are going to establish the goals that will see you live your most enjoyable existence. Oh, I always say moderation, not deprivation as well, because otherwise you fall off the wagon.
I like moderation, not deprivation. I quite like that.
Yeah,
okay.
like you say,
Okay.
you've got to live a little. Like money is for spending,
Yeah, it is.
just not all at once.
Yep. So that's the capability factor, and this struggle is going to go on forever because it's really sad, really. I mean, obviously, what you and I talk about a lot is the key to financial success. It isn't which share you buy or which property. It's just spending less than you earn.
Yeah.
And the only problem of that is that, of course, in economics, the definition of saving is postponed consumption.
Yeah.
And
sounds fun, doesn't it?
It could be you, it could be me. There is not a single human being alive, I don't think, who genuinely likes postponing consumption.
No, you've got to have strong motivation to resist instant gratification.
You really do.
It's another one of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, I think that's right. I mean, if someone says to me, I'm saving money, and I say, why are you doing that? They say, we heard you or Nicole saying that we should do. It's going to fail. You need to hear people say, I am going to save money to pay for a trip.
Because
you need X leads to Y.
Because I want a year off work.
Yep.
Because I want something that's sweeter than whatever you could buy with that money today.
That's it.
Because you know what? I believe that any one of us is capable of spending any amount of money. Isn't it funny how those pay rises that seem so large initially quickly get subsumed by our growing expenses? Spending less than what you earn is really hard unless you really want to. It does take strong motivation to resist instant gratification for all of us. But with goals that are so tantalizing you can almost taste them, you need to realize life could be very sweet indeed. So your very first money goal, with the excess you hopefully freed up back in week 1, should be to build that whole fund. 6 months after tax salary should put you in a position where you'll never get in a financial panic, and the security you've painstakingly built is never in jeopardy. Remember, park this money in an offset account alongside your mortgage if you have one. Trust me, it's way better than a taxable savings account. Think then about what it is that you want your money to do for you over the short, the medium, and the long term. You need to set goals that are specific and terrific, personal ambitions for the future that make foregoing some things in the present seem completely manageable. Don't just set goals, but cost them and determine precisely when you could hit each fabulous one. For example, perhaps you love a month in Europe in 2 years, a week in the Hunter Valley before that, and there's a couch that desperately needs replacing, probably like this one, which is usually used as a trampoline. Or perhaps all that needs to wait a little while you cleverly use a 0% balance transfer credit card to knock off some previous spending fast. We went through precisely how in Master Your Debt in week 2. Beyond this, you might be striving for a house deposit in 5 years. Is that manageable? Then maybe you'd like to be mortgage-free by a milestone birthday. It sure beats the alternative. Did you know that you're on track to pay $243,000 in interest?
It's terrible.
If the Gordon family switched lenders and kept their repayments the same, they'd save $66,418 in interest over the life of their loan. They'd also repay it and be debt-free 3 years earlier.
Makes us want to work out an action plan.
My Mortgage Freedom Date app also lets you move the time slider to see the repayments it would take to be debt-free by a certain date. And it sure helps if you make sure your mandatory repayments are as low as possible, again from week 2. Another big goal might be retiring at 50 and you're willing to get super frugal, get it, to do it? I'm not going to tell you how much to save towards your lifestyle goals. That would presume I know about your financial commitments, and I don't. Just do as much as you can after buying the exact right amount of food, not more, paying your hopefully much reduced bills, and after saving 10% always for future you. That is how much you should always keep for way later to ensure you're always on the path to financial freedom. Perhaps in direct investments like shares and property outside your home, perhaps a portion in super for your future retirement. Start today and get compounding working for you immediately, and the future can be bright. Refresh week 3 if you need to, and recall that time is the most valuable asset you possess. Do not waste it.
We spoke to someone with real credibility for their advice.
I like the 80 to 20 noble to naughty ratio, so be sensible with 80% and maybe splurge the 20%.
It's about moderation, not deprivation. Just be hyper aware that micro spending or frittering money on the small, inconsequential stuff can do maximum damage to your ultimate financial comfort. If you're not too sure where your discretionary money is going, there's a great free app put out by the federal government that can show you. It's called Track My Spend. And there's a fabulous free budgeting tool, which my husband and I use on moneysmart.gov.au. Your final money mission is get dreaming together with your partner if you have one. What does your future look like? Because life is certainly not about money. It's not about stuff, or dare I say, your ego, but about economic security. And do you know what that looks like? Options, opportunities, and freedom. You decide how important that is to you and what you'll do along the way to get it. Just be sure to stay up to date with the changes you need to know to optimize your finances with my weekly Nicole's Fast Smart Money flash briefings for Amazon Alexa smart speakers, which I'll also share as brief video updates wherever we connect on social media. What you need to know and crucially what you need to do, nothing more. Rules and regulations are tightening so quickly today though, especially for credit cards and mortgages, with consequences for property values that you can't afford to get behind. Smart money is all about getting ahead to your very best life. Go well, my friend.